While we're just starting out, let me make sure I'm on the right Wi-Fi network. There we go. Now I know I'm on the right Wi-Fi network. I just checked it. So I'll wait till we get a couple people here. Hey, Jack's here. So I've actually gotten a couple messages. What's up, Joseph? So I've actually gotten a few. It still tells me that I have 0 people here, even though it says that there's 4 of y'all. YouTube is fucking weird right now. That must be Nathan. That must be Nathan's YouTube handle. Nathan, you're the only person that does that to me. So anyway, the reason I do so many live feeds, Nathan likes to pick on me. So the reason I do so many live feeds, because I've had a bunch of people ask, so what happened to the actual content? Why are you doing live feeds all the time? Hey, what's up, Michelle? So part of the reason, one of the big things, I started doing so many live feeds. If you heard me, I talked about it in the quick live feed I did yesterday. I do so many live feeds because it's a way to interact, because I stopped taking phone calls. I don't answer texts. If you're trying to get a hold of me right now at this point, you got to email me. And I had put that out a while ago. I do not have time, because like if it was all like business texts or business messages and business calls, no problem. But I get so many, what's up, Neves Knives? I get so many texts and emails and phone calls throughout the day that result in no business. They're just people that want to ask me a question, or they like the channel. I can't continue to spend time on something that is not a direct business money thing. That doesn't mean I don't want to, I just can't. So I want you guys to understand, it's not that I don't want to interact with you guys, it's that I can't. I don't have that much time. But what I can do is I can pick a little bit of time out of the week where I have everybody at the same time, hundreds of people sometimes, that I can interact with. This, not so much now, there's 9, but I've never spanked Nico with the paddle. That thing stays on the wall. That was a gift. So anyway, the entire thing of like people get upset. You're like, oh, it's bullshit. You won't take a phone call. It's bullshit. You won't take an answer. A text message. It's not that I don't want to, guys. It's that I don't have time. And so the live feeds were meant to be a way to interact with people, with YouTube subscribers and things like that, in a forum where they don't. Yeah, I do. Actually, Nathan was at my house yesterday. I sharpened a couple knives for him. Yesterday? Day before? Day before. So, I mean, it was a way for me to interact with more people at once. You guys could ask questions. I could answer them. Right now, it's 92 degrees outside my house, which means it's 83 degrees in my living room. But underneath that canopy where there's no wind, it's about 112. And so I knew it was gonna be hot today. I sharpened this morning. I shot a YouTube video. And now I'm sitting on my couch. I'm gonna go pick my daughter up from school here in a little bit. But like I said, that whole thing, like, oh, it's horse shit, all you do is live feeds these days. Well, that's all I really had content for. I didn't have any actual content to do. I didn't have anything cool come in. And so it was just a way for me to still interact with people without having to answer texts, field phone calls. My phone basically stays on do not disturb almost all the time. As a matter of fact, I should check that. I bet it's not right now. It is now. Because I get, you know, if I didn't do that, my phone, between telemarketers and people that want to call and ask questions that are not necessarily like, hey, what's it going to cost for me to sharpen this knife? Like, hey, what do you think about this? Calling and texting me is not the venue where you're going to get an answer. So there's just no way you're going to get an answer. If you're texting me, unless you're like one of my friends, you're probably not going to get an answer. If you're emailing me, you're going to get an answer. If it's business related, I just can't take the time to field. Like I said, like, it's still a small YouTube channel, but I was talking with, it wasn't Nick Shabazz. It was one of the other YouTubers that was show we were talking about. He's like, yeah, it's like you can't stay on top of it. If you put your phone number up, what's up, Cody? It's not evening, it's 1:40. Is USN a place that would be good for retailers? You know what? It's not that kind of show. I mean, there wasn't a lot of, that was more of a let's get together and meet up and stuff like that. And it was cool, but yeah, people were selling stuff, but it wasn't like, it's not like some of the other shows where it's people just going out just to buy stuff. Most of the guys were there for the makers lotteries. Aaron Frederick was talking about that. He doesn't do lotteries. But at any rate, what I was saying was the live feeds were a way for me to interact and have an open venue, an open place to talk for all the subscribers. If you guys don't want to log in, that's fine. To keep doing it. There's 9 of y'all here. That's 9 people that I can talk to all at once. Right now, like I said, with it as hot as it is, I got most of my work done this morning. I got 2 knives still. I got to talk to the guy because he's not understanding my take on the fact that they're Spydercos. And he goes, well, why would it take a reprofile? Those are factory edges. I have to burst his bubble and let him know that the Spyderco factory edges are motherfucking garbage. That's why I didn't film at the Spyderco table at USN. They had a huge booth set up. Eric Glesser was there. I couldn't do it. I could not go over and talk to him. I wanted to, but I couldn't because I know the first words are out of my mouth is, when are you guys fix your fucking edges? They're garbage. When are you gonna fucking recalibrate that robot you got doing shit that's not doing it right? So much better. I have no idea. I honestly don't know what sales look like. I know they're sold out in a couple places. I actually had it on my belt until just a few minutes ago. I shot a video this morning that's a premiere. It is going to be at 4:15 my time, and it is fixed blade versus folder. I've been predominantly carrying my fixed blade, and I realized that there's a lot to be said for carrying a fixed blade that I had forgotten about. And so I decided to do a video. Before you guys ask what happened to the beard, I had no intention of, what's up, man? I had no intention of shaving or trimming the beard. However, I took a nap. Michelle knows. Yep, I took a nap, and I had a piece of gum in my mouth, and I fell asleep. When I woke up, I had chewing gum all in my beard and on the pillowcase, and I tried cleaning it out, and I had to cut it out. And I was like, well, gotta trim it. I mean, it's not like I got a hair up here to get gum in. So, yeah, gum in my beard. And I tried the peanut butter. I tried the ice. I could not. It's okay. This is a good bit cooler. It really is, but now it itches. I cut it down. I had to cut it down to a length where I could get the gum out and it still looked decent without fully shaving. And it's short enough that it itches because my beard is curly. So it really is itchy. This is the point of that. I mean, it's only got a couple days of that, So, what's everybody got questions about besides, my friend, Jim Skelton, great guy, sends me the package back from, because I had loaned him one of the, I don't know what I did with it. I loaned him one of the stonefish. And he sends it back in a package that says, Mike Emler, Anal Fisher Research Lab. So I got some fishers for you to inspect. I'm trying to figure out where I put, well, there it is, hang on. The tan-handled one, and I set it down somewhere. So that one is going to go off to Blade Banner. As soon as I figure out where I put it, I was going to put it in a box, and then I've got David's information there at Blade Banner, and he was going to send it around to people. And like I said, David, if I had enough to give one away, I would definitely do it, but I don't. And so the other thing that I wanted to comment on is people are like, oh, begging for likes, this whole begging for likes fucking thing. I'm not begging for likes. If you guys like the channel, give them up. If you don't like them, give them a thumbs down, but I want to know why. But the fact is that the thumbs ups, the liking a video, gets it out and around to other people that might be interested in wanting to see it. The more likes we get, the more people are going to get to see this stuff. Right? So the tan-handled one of these is going to go. I talked to the guys at Cerberus Knives. We were talking about doing some inlaid handles for this knife. Right? Thumbs up or thumbs down. I don't care. If you don't like the video, give it a thumbs down. I just want to know what I'm missing in my content that you don't like. That's the gist of it. I'm not Like, I don't get paid for likes. Well, I mean, there's just people that don't like me. There are. I'm a polarizing person. There are people that just don't fucking like me. But back to what we were talking about. We were talking about doing, because if you look, there's a small flat area before it chamfers. It's not going to come out real clear. It's right there. And what we were talking about doing was basically making these. Oh, okay. So anyway, what we're talking about doing is I was talking about taking some of these, doing micarta scales with these, same holes, lining up everything, and in that small flat area, that would be inlaid with like fat carbon fiber, carbo quartz, something like that. The cat is hot. I'm not lying. It's 84 degrees. The temperatures went up about a half a degree since I started sitting here. Even with ceiling fans on, I don't have air conditioning. So anyway, like I said, in that flat area, have it inlaid, the screws would go in, so they would just basically take a flat piece of like blue linen micarta or multi-layer micarta, cut out the inlays, drop it in, then radius it after they've drilled holes and everything. Then you radius it to make the handles look exactly the same, and then you've got that smooth inlay. So they're talking about that. I don't know how well that would sell, but don't worry about it. Here's the thing. It's always the thumbs downs are always the ones that get your attention. So most of my videos have one guy. One guy gives me a thumbs down. Well, here's the thing, Chase. Let me get back to that. I'll tell you that. So I have one guy that always gives me a thumbs down. I got a guy that sends me abusive emails and stuff all the time. I have managed to, the detective is like, okay, I know you have the information, but let us look around and see if this matches up with what you've got. So it's, you know, the guy just doesn't like me. And it goes back to, I do say some polarizing things. I got some views on gun control that if you're a liberal, you're gonna fucking hate it. Because you know why I won't ever give up my guns? Take a look at the shit that's going on in Hong Kong. That's some of those things that I say. Because my thing on gun control, if you're relying on the government to protect you, you're going backwards. Because they don't want to protect you. They want to be able to take over. That's those people's whole goal, is to take all your rights away, make more money. Politicians do not give a fuck about their constituents. They don't. So therefore, to protect yourself, you arm yourself. It is the last defense against an abusive and tyrannical government. So there's my take on gun control. So now you know why there's people that hate me, because I fucking personally think that being a liberal and voting for gun control is a mental illness. So that's why people don't like me. I say things, but you know what? Here's the thing. I don't care. Because there's like 3 people that are giving me thumbs down on most videos. You know what? The majority of people enjoy my videos. There's 19 of you sitting here. 5 of you have liked the video. That tells me I'm doing something right, and if they don't like it, they can fuck off. I'm gonna say some things that are gonna demonetize videos. But that's the truth. I just don't care. This channel is set for you guys. And if there's a couple people that don't like it, then they can not watch my channel. And if it's less than 10% of my overall viewership that are unhappy, then that's too bad. Find a different channel. So, I mean, it's just, that's what I said. If you say you hate me but still watch everything I do, bitch, you're still a fucking fan. But for you guys that are the fans, that's what the live feeds were for. It was a way for me to interact with all of you guys all at once, if possible. 19 people. I can't send 19 emails in the time frame that we're doing this live feed. I answer questions, and that's why I like it. If there are 20 people willing to sit here and watch this, then that means I have 20 people that enjoy it. Even if 2 of them are people that are just taking notes on things that they want to send me nasty emails about. I'm fine with that. As long as it's like less than 10% of the 4,100 people that follow me on YouTube, I don't care. To tell you the truth, if it's less than 50%, I honestly really don't care all that much. because this channel is my content. It's my channel. We've reached the point where it's our channel, where I do take advice from you guys. But the fact is, if you don't like the videos, there are thousands of other YouTube channels you can fucking watch. If you don't like it, get fucked. That's where I'm at with that, because at this point, everybody I've talked to, they're like, Tim Reeve, fuck him. Fucking Anthony Marfione Jr. from Heretic Knives told him the same thing. He's like, fuck them. They don't like what you're doing, fuck them. There's enough people that do. He's like, I've seen your channels. He's like, I've seen your videos. He's like, you got enough people that like it. Anthony Marfione, fucking Jason McCoy. Everybody I talk to are like, dude, you're just gonna have stupid people that just engage in recreational outrage. And that's what they're gonna be happy, is just watching you get uncomfortable. And when you engage that and they see that they're affecting you, it's only gonna make it worse. So you know what? I honestly, at this point, no longer care about the haters, because there's so few. It's just that those negative voices are the ones that ring in your ears the loudest. That's what it is. It's all a mental perception. I'm ignoring Cody. Yes, C-Tech. C-Tech looks awesome, but it's not grippy. It's kind of smooth. And that's why it would have to be a micarta handle with an inlay or a G10 handle with an inlay. I want something that still has grip, and it's got to be the same profile. If common sense was common, we'd all be a little bit less upset. Now, I will tell you something. You hear my voice? I'm not 100% sure if I got sick in Vegas or I'm still experiencing the effects of all the cigarette smoke in the Cove. Because you can ask Nathan, it was bad. My eyes hurt for a couple days. My throat still is sore. The air was really dry. Well, I don't think so. Did you fart, by the way, when you left my house the other day? Because my wife walked in and said its kitchen smelled like Vaseline. Okay, there we go. So a lot of houses now do have AC. But the problem is San Diego historically only gets hot enough to need AC like a week out of the year. Last couple years, it's been hot the whole summer. But that's an aberration. This week is a little bit different. So it's been real hot all week, kind of humid. My wife says it's because of the earthquake or the hurricane on the East Coast. I don't think it is. I just know that it's fucking hot. Like I said, it's 84 degrees in my living room. It's the coolest room in the house. And so, that's funny, Michelle. That's funny. And so, you know, usually what you have is you have like 2 or 3 really hot days, and I have a portable air conditioner in the bedroom for that. But like right now, I'm not really sweating. It's like, it's only 83 degrees. It's humid, but it's way too hot outside for me to sharpen. So, but I mean, like until here just a few years ago, you very rarely needed an air conditioner. No, it couldn't have been a long time ago. Nick Shabazz hasn't been out here all that long. He's only been in San Diego for a few months. But yeah, I mean, I'm not uncomfortable, but if I was to go lay down and try and take a nap right now, I would be. So the other thing too is come evening, it's gonna drop down. It'll probably be down, like last night I only got down to about 75 because we didn't get a long time in YouTube land. That's true. Nick's got thousands of videos up. I didn't realize he had that many videos. I was talking with him about it. So if you guys don't know, you didn't watch the last video, Nick Shabazz, myself, Will and Eric Touch, Aaron Frederick, and Nico all went to dinner on my birthday. And it wasn't like a birthday party. No one bought my dinner or anything. We just sat down. We bullshitted. We ate. It was great. I love Will and Eric Touch. Nick is a great guy, whether you like him or not. I invited you. I told you we were going. But I hung out with you in the Cove and drank your whiskey. It's not enough. I went up to the Cove and hung out with you. No intention of going to Cove until I remembered you were going to be there. It wasn't a party. That was the whole thing. It can't be a party. Nico is It could not be actually a birthday celebration because Nico's Jehovah's Witness. It's against his religion to celebrate birthdays. It's just a thing. And so therefore it was not a birthday party. So, but at any rate, like I said, Nick Shabazz, for as much as people might think he's an ass, Nick is actually really, really nice guy. I really like Nick a lot, and I didn't think I would. I kind of had, you know, we've got some differing opinions, but then again, so do me and Elliot, so do me and Ashton, so do me and Chris, so do me and Nico. So, yeah, I didn't either, and he was like, well, if it's birthday celebration, I can't go. I was like, well, then we just won't make it a celebration. We'll just pick a few people that we wanted to have. We wanted to have like a few people. I wanted to spend some time with. I did invite Nathan. He just didn't. Yeah, that is a real thing. It is a real thing. And so, yeah, we had fun. We ate. We bullshitted. Talked Aaron Frederick into releasing. I don't know. Never asked. It's not my business. That's one of those things. I told my wife one time. I was like, "Hey, my buddy got divorced. You know, a friend of ours got divorced, and I just had found out." She goes, "What happened?" I was like, "They're no longer married." She goes, "But why?" I was like, "I don't fucking know. I'm a guy. I don't ask those questions." His relationship and fucking deal he's got with God is his own business, just like mine is. The Axis lock is not a bad lock. It's not a bad lock at all. It's pretty good for hard use, I would say. But like I said in the video that it's going to premiere in 2 hours and 15 minutes. Yeah, 2 hours and 15 minutes. If you want a true hard use knife, it's a fixed blade. It's the one that's not going to fail. I don't remember yet. I think it was his F-off. It was his F-off folder and then something else. My mom lands tomorrow at 11. I have another video I want to shoot. I just don't think I'm going to get to do it today. I am, just so you guys know, I am doing another mystery box thing. There are 6 boxes. If you guys want to reserve a mystery box, do it in this live feed now. That would save me doing the video. There's 16 of y'all. I'm doing $50 a box plus shipping. I'm not going to charge shipping and handling, just straight shipping. Some of them will have to be medium flat rate boxes. We'll work that. Some of them are bigger. It's just going to be a random draw. I'm going to box everything up. Well, no, I think everything will fit in a small flat rate. I'm just going to box everything up. I'm going to shuffle it, and everybody gets what they get. But everything in there is either CRKT, rack, or Schrade. There's a couple like off, like there's a couple that the value wasn't the same. So I have a little Gerber multi-tool that I threw in to offset the cut. That way it was fairly even. It depends on what you're going to do. That's great. I would love to carry a carbon steel. I would love to have carbon steel. Well, here's the thing. What you got to do is you got to email me. It has to be via email, Drew. Shoot me an email. It's GunMonkey1974. It's in the description below. If you want a mystery box, if you want to reserve it now, you got to go in below. And there's at least 3 knives per box. A couple of them, the price is a little bit different, so I put an extra item in. There's a couple of them that there's 4. Just because the value was not quite, I wanted to make it even value. I could have easily made an extra box, but so the thing I was going to say is I would love to be able to carry this in carbon steel. I'm going to tell you right now, I've been able to make certain steels that shouldn't rust. I have. If it's not SM100, it will rust. Stainless steel is just that, stainless. The fact is, this is stain resistant enough. I can carry it on my fat, sweaty ass enough that it's not going to rust as much. I actually did have to clean up some small surface. I had cut some stuff with it, and then I put it in the sheath. I don't know, because the fact is, I've been carrying this, and this is a decent sheath. I would say if you want something that is, if you want something that's a flatter carry than that, you're gonna wanna get with matte or buy soft loops. I personally, whichever, the two of these I'm keeping, one of them's gonna be sold to subscriber. I'm gonna try and do something different with it. It will not be the standard price. I am going to try and get some laser engraving done on it so that I can then sell it. One of them I'm keeping. The black one I'm definitely keeping. I haven't decided if it's the green or the brown one, but it's gonna be a little while because those knives are making the rounds. The green one was with Levon from the Knife Nuts podcast. Now it's with Jake from the Knife Nuts podcast. Aaron's already seen it. Brian Nadeau's already seen it. I'm hoping they like it. They seem to. Both Jake and Levon say they like it. I showed it to a bunch of people. A bunch of people like, that's legit. Tim Reeve really liked it. Enough that he took several people over and showed them this knife at the Wii table. The knife industry, yeah, I know it's available in Europe. I got it available in Russia as well. Did a lot of Google translating to get that one figured out and told a guy in Russia that runs a knife distributor that they should probably carry it. Showed him pictures of it. Sent the email. He's like, wow, you speak really good Russian. I was like, I'm using Google Translate. And it worked out fine. So, yeah, I mean, the small fixed blade, I talked with Artisan Knives. It's not set in stone. One of the owners is very interested. Their US rep is interested. And so that small fixed blade that I made for my buddy Matt may be coming out. And then, now they are all going the same. What was that? Yeah, I understand that. But the fact is, for most of the people that would purchase this knife, and especially the guys that I made the originals one for, the seals, this knife will not hold up to what they're doing if I do it in carbon steel. Saltwater environment, guys that live in, I've got a guy that's a customer that lives in Louisiana I made one for, and it will not hold up in that environment. You gotta look at what it was designed. This steel has got a lot of carbides in it. It's got a lot of the elements in it that make it comparable to some of the carbon steels, but it also has got the ability to be used in almost any environment. You gotta do that trade-off. Yeah, would I like to have a carbon steel? Why add a finger choil? Because I can get way up on this now and do work. And this was designed as a combat knife that was not really a combat knife. It's a camp knife that is also meets the rigors and requirements of combat. I can reach back, lengthen my distance for a snap cut. I licensed the design, so I get paid per unit. The forward finger choil allows me to choke up on it, do extra work. I can get way up on it like this because it's got a ramp back here and do detail fine work like pop splinters. And in the field, I can sharpen this all the way back and I don't have to worry about running into ricasso. Forward choil, just another element to strengthen your grip. I have no idea. I imagine I'll find out at the end of the quarter. If you don't like finger choils, buy a John Gray knife. He does not put finger choils on any of it. You're not losing any blade because I didn't design that part of the blade to be sharp anyway. That part of the blade was never there. From the beginning of this design, it always had that space there. And I know people are like, oh, you get into stuff and rip it. No, you don't. No, you don't. You really don't. Because the majority of people that are going to do a lot of heavy cutting are going to do it from here, like this, because that's comfortable. So, I mean, I get it. Some people don't like finger choils. You're not going to find a knife I make without a finger choil. A forward choil, because it adds one more element to the grip, placement, things like that that can be used. Nice. You did get it. I'm not saying that you know, that's not your personal preference, but let me put it to you this way. That is not a make or break. That's what I'm saying. Most people are cutting up here. It's a good camp knife, and that's what it was. It's supposed to be a utility use knife first, combat knife second, because it's not 1930. not 1940. Most people are not going to dispatch their enemies with a fucking knife. Very few. The only knife kills that really happen anymore are in fucking video games. So, now that was the thought behind it. It's a utility knife first, but it's got. Tell that to me versus peanut butter. I don't know what you're talking about. So, yeah, but what I was saying was, nah, not true. Not true. Some knives don't have the shape you want, don't get you the blade angle. I've taken martial arts for years. I put stuff into this. Any knife in the proper situation turns into a combat knife, but one that's built for it gives you some options. So anyway, what I was saying about the knife industry versus other places, Tim Reeve takes people around, took people around and showed them my knife because he thought it was a good design. You know why? Because I'm not competing against him. I'm not competing against anyone. The knife industry is very, very good about even Anthony Marfione that people don't like. Anthony, I've talked to him 2 or 3 times now at shows. He's a good guy. He has a personality that sometimes people don't like. And the fact is, he's very, very passionate about his stuff. Just got the notification. I imagine that happens a lot. So I haven't really done a live feed for a while. I did one yesterday. There was no interaction. He did. He came across the stand-up guy. People were picking about, oh, well, that girl didn't know anything. And I was like, here's the thing. She is not a knife maker yet. She's not been in the knife business. I did talk to them after offline, and she is very intelligent. She's not stupid. She is hot, really hot, smoking hot. But people are like, oh, well, she didn't know anything about that knife. I guess obviously her part of that. And I was like, you know what? Why you gotta be a dick? Why you gotta be a dick? Anthony has been the mouthpiece for that company and the face of that company for years. And so he was just basically doing what comes natural, being a businessman and talking up his brand, and he's good at it. And the fact that she really didn't have anything to say just shows that he's really good at it. And so, no, everybody's like, well, it's like the same thing with like people say that, like, okay, case in point, Jim Skelton. I love Jim. I talk to Jim just about daily. Great guy. Some people have said Tim Reeve is a prick. I stood and talked with Tim Reeve for an hour. Nico only filmed a part of it. I really didn't know he was filming it. So, you know, it's the knife industry's one of those industries where small businesses helping small businesses actually still happens. Big businesses helping small businesses still happens. And so when people are like, oh, that guy's a fucking prick, do you know him? Have you ever talked, like some people are like, Jim Skelton's an asshole. Really? That's your take on it? Have you ever met him? Like I had a guy who's like, Jim Skelton's a fucking prick. Okay, that's your opinion. And then I was like, I responded back, I was like, really? Because have you ever talked to him? You ever sit down and talk to him? For any time, if I could have a conversation with me? And I was like, well, no. I was like, then how the fuck do you know what kind of person he is? You see him from his interactions on his YouTube channel, which I got news for you, a lot of YouTube channels are contrived. And like I said in the first video, that's a big fancy word for it's made up to be that way. We already talked about that. It is set that that's their persona. There's a lot of YouTubers that are not like that in person. I pretty much am. You can ask Nico, Luke Albert, any of the guys that know me. You get what you get. This is me. There are some things that I take over the top, like the drinking. Okay, here's a point. Drinking in videos, I have gotten so much heat, but I want you to go back and think out of 780 videos, how many times you've actually seen me drink a beer in a video while I was working. I bet that if you went back through those 700 videos that you'd be able to on maybe 2 hands, not a full 2 hands. I'm talking like you'd have some fingers left over where I was actually drinking in a video that wasn't a live feed and was not just basically me sitting down to drink beer while talking to you guys. That is a bit of a I overblow that stuff because it's fun. It's the backwoods drunk hillbilly drinking fucking Coors all day. It's not as over the top as you guys seem to think. Well, I knew who it was, and that's why I said, well, it's not that. I don't mind texts. Well, texts get lost. Do you, or do you, before you got famous? I'm not famous. Let's make that perfectly. Have people you don't know drop off knives at your house, or do you pick them up? Okay, so if you're in San Diego, I offer the opportunity for you to drop them off. I'm talking in combat. I offer the opportunity to drop them off at your local, or you can mail them to me, and I ship them back. I've had people drop knives off at my house for years for sharpening. Right now, still, if you buy a straight razor in San Diego, you get my contact info. If you buy a straight razor at any of the Art of Shaving in San Diego, you get my contact info. I'm not going to make somebody local to San Diego, like within driving distance, spend the shipping and handling to send me a knife when they can easily drop it off either up at the shop if I'm there or here at my house if they want. And so I get hate for things that I do in the videos. I get hate for the things I talk about in the videos. I get hated on, like, I wouldn't send you my knife if you get drunk while you're doing it. I was like, you know what? Here's the thing, I don't. I met so many people that knew me. Guys, so if you guys run into me at a show, if you guys run into me at a show and you know who I am, just keep in mind, YouTube does not work both ways. I had to explain that to several people. It was like, hey, Mike. And I was like, hey, who are you? So I'm so-and-so. We talked. I was like, oh, okay, now I remember. Now I know who you are. Because I've got 4,000 subscribers. I know the majority of them by their handles. Like, I see people log in. Hey, long time no see. Haven't seen you. You haven't logged in. But they forget that it doesn't work both ways. Because when we do things like this, we build an interaction and a relationship, and it feels comfortable. And it is. I love this. But it feels awkward. Ooh, picked up a scepter. John, get with me, shoot me an email. I would recommend opening the choil on those because they come back to a point where if you're trying to sharpen them, they're too close to the plunge and you wind up getting down into the plunge. That's the other reason for the finger choil. Look at how much offset I have from the plunge. I don't have a ramped area. And I'm definitely not sharpening into that plunge, and it does not make a hot spot at all. I do it on the customs, same thing. It gives you some offset, so when you're trying to resharpen, you're not damaging the stones. Like I told a guy the other day, I was talking to him. He's actually we were at the show. He's like, hey, I'm gonna send you some knives. And they're Spyderco's. And I was like, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you want that thing to be mirror polished all the way back, I'm gonna put a choil in it. I was like, he's like, well, why? A sharpening choil. And I was like, because I'm charging you $35 to sharpen that knife. If I'm rubbing a $77 stone, the corner of it, into that plunge, you're gonna have to pay extra. Because I'm not gonna sacrifice a $77 stone, my coarse $77 coarse stone, on a $30 sharpening. Just not gonna do it. There's no money in that. That's like wiping before you poop. It makes no sense. So I pick and choose how I sharpen things. If you want it sharpened all the way back, I can do that. I'm just gonna pay extra because I'm damaging my stone. I'm taking life off the stone. Yeah, I mean, it's easy. I can just open it up. I did it too. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about a full finger choil. Had the same issue with the, there was the same issue with the NTAC. And I took mine and I just opened the choil up ever so slightly, just to get a little bit more distance. It was about half this size. I opened it up so you weren't getting down in and damaging your plunge and making it all shiny looking and stuff. God, I love this little knife. I haven't carried it for a while, but I haven't carried any folders. I made myself just strictly carry fixed blades for the last 2 weeks or so. Recurve. What's the average wait time for general modifications of a knife at the shop? If you send it to the boys, it's gonna be months. I'm not gonna lie to you. If you send it to Chris and Elliot to do that, I'm not gonna lie, Chris told me we're on the same page. It's not gonna cost you any less. Well, I mean, if you bought it secondary market, you're gonna pay extra for that. If you have me do it, the price is pretty much gonna be the same. Because I told Chris, I'm not gonna do stuff that he does for cheaper to try and undercut. That's not fair. They let me use the shop, all that stuff. So I told Chris, it's like basically what you're looking at, the only difference between having the boys do that and having me do it is gonna be how long it takes. Physical stuff that shows up, they do warranty work and stuff like that. Modifications takes weeks. Not trying to thumb under bus. Told Chris and Elliot that's what I was gonna tell customers. If you want it right, you can pick me or Elliot or Chris. You can pick me or the shop. They showed me how to do these things. They've allowed me to do it. I'm not voiding warranties. We've already established that. If you want it done right, two options, me or Chris and Elliot. If you want it done right now, I'm your option. Because they do have so much stuff come in. And you gotta figure, they're making knives, designing knives, refinishing knives, working on their other stuff. They have so much stuff. I will not regrind a blade. I will not regrind a blade. There's too many things that can go wrong regrinding a blade. I do not regrind blades. I make knives, but I will not regrind blades. If you want a knife reground, I will put you in contact with my friend Sean up at Triple B, Big Brown Bear at Triple B Handmade. That's someone that I've seen. He does do regrinds. He's been doing them on some Spydercos and stuff like that. Sean is great. He will do things that I'm not willing to do. I do not want to take a $500 knife and go put it on a grinder for two reasons. One, that maker designed that knife that way, and I don't think it's right of me to change the overall profile. Little utilitarian things like this where I'm not changing the overall, no. I don't think it's fair, and you should always offer the maker the chance to see if they offer that service. Two, there are so many things that can go wrong with regrinding a blade after it's been set. And like most knives, I can't match that plunge. I don't use a jig. I do everything freehand. It would have to be a straight plunge. So no, I don't. It is one of those things that is not outside of my capabilities, but it's outside of my willingness to do it. And the fact is too, I would have to charge an insane amount to make it worth my time because I take forever to grind. It takes me hours and hours and hours to grind a knife because I'm not that good at it. I've only made about 100 knives and I still flip out when I have to make a knife. Guys, my stomach doesn't feel good. The wife and I, yeah, he is. I talked to him about it. I texted him about it. I haven't gotten a response back, but I saw his post. So it's just, like I said, it's one of those things. Yeah, Knives Switzerland. It's, how long does it take me to do a mod generally? If you get it to me, if I'm going up to the shop on a Friday, I'll do it on a Friday night and then put it back together and sharpen it and have it out later. Usually about no more than like 2 weeks or so. It just depends on what, like I said, right now, mom flies in tomorrow. There's gonna be, there's gonna be stuff that I just don't have time to do. I've got 2 knives there that I have to contact the thing. So, like, I mean, let's put it this way. You know, me and Elliot are really good friends, right? He's doing a mod on a knife for me. It's been about 3 weeks, and I fully expect it to be another 3, at least, before he gets around to it. So, it's just, I mean, I get it. It takes a while. They're busy. Like, if you were to see, like, they get packages, Keep this in mind. They do their own warranty work on a lot of stuff, including some of the production stuff. They do the warranty work on that stuff. I already got your email. I sent it back to you. I mean, I'll just send you another email letting you know shipping address and stuff like that. Yeah, and it's not that they don't want to get to it. It's the fact that they have, at this point, I think Elliot said that they have made 5,000 knives that they're responsible for warranty work on, knives show up every day. People are hard on stuff. Hey, I need this refinished. Hey, I broke my pocket clip. Hey, I got lock rock. Hey, I took it apart. I couldn't find the parts. Here's a box of stuff. I need you to go back through. Hey, my bearings, I lost a set of bearings. All that stuff is all warranty work that just the two of them are doing. And so you got to figure, if your stuff went in, there might be 40, 50, 100 knives in front of your shit. And right now, a lot of the physical work is not getting done because they are doing so much other work with, that's the thing, with a warranty where you're getting stuff fixed for free, it's gonna take a while. Fully expect, I mean, I sent some stuff to Microtech. Now, granted, their stuff has gotten better. I sent a knife that I owned. It was a Microtech. I can't remember what one. I think it was one of the Ultratechs. I sent it back to Microtech, and they said, yeah, we can get it fixed. I forgot I even owned that knife when it came back. I honestly did. I forgot about it. It had been fucking damn near 6 months. I'm not gonna lie, it came back, it was perfect. They fucking fixed everything. Even put a new, no, they are not. And there's a good chance they probably aren't, because the fact is they're stepping away from making knives. They're designing knives. Honest EDC, that's a new company. Elliot's involved in that. So, I mean, why hire someone if you don't have the work for them to do? You're gonna hire somebody and train them to do all that stuff? And I know that some of you guys can go, I bet you could do it. No, I can't counterbore a set of scales. I don't know the depth to set those counterbores. I can't kick over a lock bar just enough to re-engage. I know that I replaced a stop pin on this. I did an oversized stop pin. What are you talking about? Shark knife coat. They're gonna have more. Like, that's just their first knife, and it's. Hang on a second. What the fuck is that noise? Oh, it's just really windy. Just hot air blowing right in through the window. So the other thing too is I don't think it would be cool. I mean, it would be cool, but you shouldn't take a job with your friends. Oh, they've got designs that they're looking at with other companies. Not that they're their business out there. You're going to see stuff. You're going to see designs coming out with other manufacturers. WeKnife is great. That's going to be their main. I'm not gonna lie to you. It has been so easy to work with WeKnife. Artisan knives too. They seem pretty easy to deal with. Russell, their U.S. rep, their U.S. rep. I talked to him for an hour yesterday because we've been talking. Like I said, we've been talking. It's not set in stone, but it looks like the little small fixed blade I'm making. Small little fixed blade that I'm making that I'm wanting to get done. There's a good chance that Artisan's gonna pick that up. One of the two owners. I gotta turn this so it stops wobbling. Seen a lot of good stuff. Hey, so that brings up another thing. There's 22 of you here. I would appreciate all of you to. Yeah, it's a nice little knife. Well, that's the thing. They've got so many different designs that there's something out there for everybody. I've got fucking 8 Ferrum Forge knives. There's a couple of them I'm thinking about selling because I never carry. But I have 8, and I like them all, and they're all different. They're all unique. They're all special. But, so anyway, what I was saying is, if you guys see anything online about the Stonefish, besides the stuff I'm putting, can you just email it to me? And I mean, if you have my phone number, if you want to just text it to me, that's cool, as long as it's not like we're not trying to do business stuff. I do read them. I read all the comments and things like that. So anything you guys see online about the knife, I would like to see it, because I'm going to start putting together posts on Instagram, because I tag WeKnife in it and they repost stuff. I've got people that are reposting stuff that I'm putting up, and it's fine. And the other thing, before it actually happens, I told the guys at Cerberus Knives that they are allowed to use the entire video that we shot in their shop in its entirety. They can repost it, put that video completely up on their YouTube channel, And don't be trying to do any copyright claims on it, because that is something I told them they can do. They wanted to put that up. They wanted it to be their first video. I was going to shoot a little disclaimer for them. And I was like, you know, I don't have that kind of time right now because I was leaving for Vegas. So it's just one of those things. Like, if you guys see something about this stonefish, so the little warning fixed blade, that's going to be the sea snake. Everything's venomous. Everything. Eventually, I'm going to get to a point where I have one I'm going to call the platypus. It's going to have to be something goofy, weird. I have a little weird knife. Scorpion. Okay, well, there's a good chance. Do I? I used to. I had a Harley Davidson. I had a Fat Boy that was up in my buddy's house. I just didn't have room for it in my garage. Here in San Diego, it's not a good place to try and drive. There is a platypus out there. There is? There's a knife called the platypus? All right, well. So the scorpion, not to let anything out of the bag, Elliot and I have talked about it a few times. I believe my little scorpion fixed blade is going to be an honest EDC release. Where are you from, Vincent? Because it seems as though you're using either a translator or just from the flow. I had to learn a lot about this when I did counter surveillance, and it seems names are pretty open. Miami, Florida? Oh, okay. Well, that's the thing. Like, the only reason that I changed the stonefish is because Best Tech would have thrown a fit. I hear thunder, guys. So the scorpion, 100% is, I wouldn't say it's derivative. I didn't do it on purpose. But if you were to look at the scorpion next to my favorite Ferrum Forge knife, they have some definite similarities. And Elliot, I said the same thing. I set it down next. I'll go get it. It's right here. Hang on. No, I didn't. Hang on. I'm coming. There are some definite design cues that were taken from. They are very similar. There's a lot of similarities. It was not intentional. It just kind of came out that way. And there's been some changes to this. The finger choil comes way up. The blade is a little bit different shape. But this prototype, I built this prototype out of a piece of 440 as a gift for my daughter. And when I got it home, after I made it, I was like, well, shit. And I showed Elliot, and I was like, I didn't do it on purpose, Elliot, but it was definitely unintentionally derivative. It's real similar. But one's a fixed blade, one's a folder. Blade on this is the blade shape. This has got a lot more belly up forward, but they are very similar. They feel real similar in hand, length and everything. And I was like, huh, blade length is almost, I like this blade length though. So Elliot was fine with it. He did the render. Elliot rendered this for me. I have CAD files for both of these. Fuck, I forgot the sheath. No, I didn't. It's right there. So so I think definitely hearing thunder. 2 years, I think. It's thunder and it's gonna rain. Like two years that I've been making knives. I made a couple knives, but this was basically the first knife I really designed, was this one. And then I have one more design that is just kind of sitting that I haven't done anything with. I gotta find a template for it. Either that or I'm gonna have to find a picture of it and blow it up. The temperature dropped 4 degrees. The temperature dropped, I can feel it. And I just checked, the temperature has dropped. It is actually only right now 87 degrees. So drop 3, 4, 4. Yeah, I just like, I really like that one, and I'd love to see what the other one looks like too. What, the stonefish? All right, let's go get the stonefish. Or not stonefish, the sea snake. It's a sea snake. So the sea snake, same knife. You guys ready for this? You know how I did this? I did that one, and Matt was like, "Yeah, but I think it would look better if it was a warning." And so I do the handle on a piece of metal, and where I normally would have drawn the blade by tracing this, I flip the blade over. Because if you look, that's the same fucking blade. I just flipped it. That's all I did. Same height, same thickness, the same overall dimensions. Brothers. This one has a little bit deeper choil. Like I said, see how I kind of changed the finger? It's a little bit taller. This choil's a little deeper. Tim Reef likes this. He was like, dude, that's great. He's like, for a lot of people, that's gonna be amazing. He's like, that's like having a fixed blade utility knife. Well, this wouldn't be in there. This was something I did for Matt. Matt has an aesthetic that he wanted. That would be something, if you wanted it, would be an aftermarket thing that I could do, but yeah, no, it's straight. It's a perfect straight warning. That's all it is. It's a straight edge. So this is a little knife that, I mean, I really like it. I made this one for Matt. I have the full renders and everything. It's just ready to go. I talked with a couple companies about it, and holy shit. Yeah, sharpening's gonna be a breeze. Really easy, as long as they don't make it out of this steel, because I'm not gonna lie to you, this steel's a nightmare. This is S125V. Even as easy as this might be to sharpen, it takes forever, and it still needs more work. It was just sharp enough to go to the show with me. So it won't be pinned handles. It's gonna be removable hardware. Stainless. Stainless. I'm a big, fat, sweaty guy. I got fucking sweat underneath my man boobs right now. I'm a big, fat, smelly guy, sweaty, was in the Navy for all those years, always around a saltwater environment. I can't carry a carbon steel knife. D2 is the closest I get to a carbon steel, and I rust the fuck out of D2. Here, let me show you what happens when it did D2 when I own it. She took first. She took first, and she won a national, she won an award. Not just winning the competition, she won an award. It's a memorial award. She's got her name on a plaque, and it will stay there forever. It's this huge plaque with all these little brass names. Each year they add a new name. Hers was the one that went up. So what happens to D2 steel? When I use D2, it gets all rusty and patinaed and stuff like that. So have the Mark Begg, yes, as a matter of fact, right now, I gave Mark Begg an entire box of business cards. I've sharpened several of the Mattia Barani kitchen knives. I was given one by Mattia for a review I did. They had me do a video for them of a test cut, or a cut test for them to put up that has like 6,000 views. And Mark Begg took an entire box of my cards because he said, there's gonna be a card that goes in the box with every one of those cutlery, the kitchen knives. So yes, I've sharpened the Mattia Barani. As a matter of fact, like I said, I have the Bowie Chef. The Bowie Chef. Which I should tell them that I should get rights to that because I'm the one that said it first. So I said it in a YouTube video when we were at the Vegas show. I was like, it's like a Bowie. It's like a kitchen Bowie. Yeah. It, that's like this time of year, I don't carry, I love that little Rat 1 and D2, but I can't, if I carried it, it would be rusty, rusty, rusty. The lackeys, the Fair and Forge lackeys, were you at the show? Were you at the show? Because I have mine. It's great. It's fucking great, especially up at the tip because it's rounded. If you're chopping vegetables up near the tip, it's great. And you can rock it really well because it's got that big forward sweep. It's got a little more sweep than most knives. Great knife. Great, great kitchen knife. Guys, it's been an hour. I know we haven't done a live feed in a while. I love this. This is why I do the live feeds. 100% the reason, because of this interaction. I can't afford the time to do it individually because to have this kind of interaction with 23 of you, it would take me days. But I can do it here. I can do live feeds. So if you ever wondered why I do all those live feeds, it's because I like you guys and I want to spend time interacting with you. I just know that it would be detrimental to the business if I did it all one by one, contact, email, things like that. So don't think that it's that I don't want to talk to you guys when I don't answer or respond. Or if you leave a comment, if I haven't answered the question that you're asking about in the video, I answer all the questions that don't get answered in the course of the video. A lot of times you'll get a curt little, hey, I already answered this in the video. So just a little thing that I like to do. I enjoy it. I enjoy the interaction. But like I said, it's detrimental to my business. Right now, I'm not working on anything. It's too fucking hot. And I got up, when the wife left at 4:30 this morning, I got up, turned the light on my workbench, started soaking stones. By 5, I was sharpening. So that's, you know, as much as and don't get me wrong, I don't want this to sound fucking bitter. I have sent stuff to Matt at Demolition Ranch. So I've sent stuff to him. I've made knives for him. I made a knife for him. I made a knife for his wife. I made a knife for his son, actually. I made some pendants, and I didn't get a response. I'm cool with that because I do understand he's got millions of subscribers. But there's other channels that I comment on. You never get a response, and I don't want that to be this way. That's why I like the live feeds. I can interact directly with you guys. As long as it doesn't get to a point like that one that I did about Rockwell, where it got so busy that I just could not keep up with all the stuff and didn't answer 100% answer questions because, you know, I'm a little bit ADHD. Ooh, shiny, and I'll jump from one question to another. So, guys, I have to get off of here. I have to go pick my daughter up from school. I have the video that's going up, like I said, 4:15 Pacific. I think it's going to be a fun video. It's a one-shot, all that. So I did the intro, then the music. From there, it was all one take. I didn't have to edit. It was easy and quick. The next video is not going to be like that. The next video is going to be about the item that came home with me from Blade Show. I don't want to send it. Jesus, it cooled way off. I can feel cool air, like coming down the steps. I gotta look and see if it's raining. My daughter's got a fan in her bedroom window blowing air in, but I want to cool it off so she can sleep up there tonight. So guys, don't expect a lot of content the rest of the week. I might shoot one after I pick my mom up tomorrow and get back here. So that's basically where we're gonna be at. Like I said, guys, if you like the video, drop a like on your way out. Like I said, that's the only way we're gonna get this channel to take off is to keep doing the interactions. And I'll keep you guys informed. Me and Nick Shabazz are still talking about doing that video. We're just both busy. I mean, he's busy. He has a job besides the YouTube channel. So, guys, that's it. I get out of here and go make sure we got windows closed and stuff. I love you guys. Take it easy, and I will see you later. Oh, you guys will probably get to see her in a video. Okay, thanks. I have to drive like 1 block. She's less than a mile away. Later.